This is Sketchbook to Photoshop Basics. So this is my sketchbook page, which I scanned and then I opened in Photoshop. I'm creating a new document and then I'm going to copy and paste. And here I'm making layers. I'm going ahead and making layers, and then I'm going to copy and paste this page onto the new document or the new file, turning it around and rotating it and resizing it. And you just have those nice little, I forget what they're called, but the little things on the outside that indicate where you can put your cursor if you're using your mouse, or if you're using a pen, put the tip of your pen and pull it to where it's where you want it to be, basically. Layers, you can think of those as kind of a stack of papers that work independently. So you can draw on one layer and it doesn't affect any of the other layers. And I can show that more in other videos. Just now I chose a pen or brush, you call it. And now I'm just on a layer separate from the page that I copied and pasted onto the paper. And I'm drawing there, just outlining those mushrooms because I like the shapes already, and so it's kind of nice to just already have that there. Here I am naming the layers, and you can do that with your keyboard, or you can also use the pen like I'm doing here. And you just tap. I'll show maybe at the end here a little more about how exactly to do that in detail, but you double tap on a layer and then the little writing box comes up, and you can actually, it's really cool, you can write in cursive or print, and then it comes up typed, the layer name. So I'm naming them things, mushroom, mush red, or mush pink, or whatever is most descriptive to me, to help me keep up with the layers. And there you can see just the outlines, because with the layers you can actually tap on the side of the layer bar, and there's a little kind of eye, and you tap that and it makes it disappear. You can't see the layer. The layer's still there, but it takes it away so you can tell what you're doing. You can see how your outlines really look. And then you can tap it and see that layer again. So as I'm working here, I'm going to outline these mushrooms, and then I will sometimes tap the layer again that has the sketchbook page, and it will disappear so I can take a look at my outlining and make sure it looks okay. And here I am making another layer and naming it. I am not always diligent to name all my layers. Sometimes it's just like it defaults to layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, and that's fine too. It's just that sometimes it can get really confusing if you have lots of layers. I had a set plan in mind with this where I wanted to make separate mushroom icons. So each little, like I've got each red mushroom and the kind of pink mushroom and the brown one and the yellow one, you get the picture. So I had a really set plan in mind here. Here I'm just saving it. Usually save a PSD, which is that is the file with all the layers intact. Okay, it's Photoshop. I forget what all the letters stand for. It's basically the Photoshop layer file, so that you can go back and change it. So I normally always keep the original layered file, and then I will have, eventually when I have it the way I want it, I'll save it either usually often as a JPEG, sometimes other types of files, which I can talk about in future videos. But there is so much to Photoshop. It's wonderful, but sometimes it's really overwhelming. So I'm trying to just hit a few general things that I do with it right here, and then we'll give you more details in the future. I know that there are people making much more advanced videos regarding Photoshop, and they're much more skilled than I am, so you know, please feel free to go check those out. But if you want something from me, here it is. My setup is a little different than a lot of artists. This is a Microsoft Surface Pro 4. I bought it because of the balance of having a decent laptop / tablet that I could also use Photoshop on and draw directly on, and I'm really happy with it. I used the pen that came with it, and I bought that little glove thing just off Amazon separately, and it helps a lot so that your skin just basically doesn't tap buttons that you don't want it to tap. At least that's why I use it. So here's a close-up of how to create a layer. There's a little box with a plus at the bottom, and I just tap that. There's a new layer. Now I'm gonna double tap on it. Sometimes it's a little contrary. Tap, 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 tap. Okay, and then there comes the little dialog box, or whatever you want to call it. And you have to get rid of the text that is already there that says layer 15 or whatever. So you kind of backspace it, and then you write in what you want to write. And you can see my writing was terrible, but it still somehow recognized it. And it does overall pretty well. And then that's the layer named, and you tap the X there and that box will disappear. Then you just kind of tap outside the text and you've got your layer. So pretty cool. Okay, here's a close-up of just drawing on a layer to show you how it works. So I'm tapped a brush type, and I'm just deciding what type of brush I want in that little box. And that is a whole other discussion, what kind of brushes you would want to use, but it's just a preference. And you can resize it in this box. So I'm just trying to make it a little bit bigger. Then when you're ready, kind of just tap outside of it. And I'm choosing a color. Actually, what I decide to do is I'm going to tap on little eyedropper tool there, and then I'm going to tap on the red, and it's going to pick up the red. So that's one way out of many, many, many to select a color. And that's what we're going to do right now. So now I go back to my brush, and then over on my little canvas, I am going to draw. Okay, I'm drawing a doodle and I had it out of the frame, sorry. But you saw me drawing earlier. So now I'm going to show you how I can click on select over there and just have this layer that I just doodled on selected, and then I can turn it and I can move it. So that's one of the things you can do. I mean, again, there's so much to this, but that's one of the advantages of having something on a separate layer. And then if you want to do something else with it, you have to click the little, tap the little check mark at the top. Or sometimes you can tap you can tap on the canvas sometimes too. Now I'm just getting rid of that layer because I don't need it. It was just to show you. Okay, that's about it for now. I'm gonna have a second part to this. I hope this was helpful. Thanks for watching. Bye.